Hello everyone and welcome to Khel Now TV. This is Wali and I'm being joined in with the two football experts and two of my favorite people in this room, Alex and Ashish Negi, and we are going to discuss about the World Cup once again. और अभी कुछ मिनट पहले जो है एक और फिक्चर ख़त्म हुआ था ग्रुप एच का बिटवीन यूरुग्वे एंड साउथ कोरिया ended in a stalemate 0-0. Nothing has separated them, so the points have been shared between both the nations. We will discuss about that. We will discuss about the match before that as well, जो था स्विट्जरलैंड और कैमरून के बीच में, and it was Switzerland that got the win 1-0 in favor of Switzerland. But उससे पहले एक और मैच था 12:30 बजे, उसके बारे में भी हम बात करेंगे, but शुरुआत हम अभी करेंगे साउथ कोरिया वर्सेस यूरुग्वे से. तो आशीष, let's just start off with South Korea versus Uruguay 0-0, nothing to separate both the teams. I think it's a fair result, good result.
Fair result. Both the teams have equal amount of the chances, I know, and I think Uruguay fans might be disappointed. But yesterday I told you that I think both the teams looks equal on paper. If you ask me, and I think both could have won it. And neither of could have said that we deserve to win or we deserve to lose. But I think okay result for Uruguay, but good result for South Korea. That shows that another Asian team who is doing well in this World Cup after success of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, now Saudi Arabia, Japan, and South Korea. Three teams have been doing good in this World Cup from Asia. So I think great result for South Korea. The fans were very happy with the way they were playing, and I think Sun is still not fully fit. I think in next two games they will hope that if Sun somehow can come and do some magic to score those goals. But I think defensively they're looking very solid as a team. And this is just another South Korean team who are technically very good in terms of work rate. They're very good, but I think they will need quality to score those goals. And I think they will hope that he's a legend for South Korea already, and their legends Son will score those goals. So the next two games are critical for them. But I think good start for South Korea in this World Cup for me.
So Alex, 8 different sides have now drawn their opening game of the 2022 World Cup 0-0. और अगर हम इस World Cup की particularly अगर बात करें तो काफ़ी सारे 0-0 हमें देखने को मिले. तो आपको क्या लगता है जो टीम्स अभी जा रही है कुछ मैचेस में उस अप्रोच के साथ है कि they are stepping in with the mentality of not losing rather than going for the win, क्योंकि काफ़ी 0-0 देखने को हमें मिली है.
मेरे को तो ये लग रहा है कि ऑफ कोर्स वर्ल्ड कप है तो एवरीवन इज हियर टू परफॉर्म गुड. काफ़ी मतलब ऑफ कोर्स वर्ल्ड कप का एक प्रेशर भी होता है, एक्साइटमेंट भी होती है. तो मेरे हिसाब से तो फिर वही है कि एवरी टीम हियर इज़ टू परफॉर्म गुड. यहाँ पे कोई भी बिल्कुल यहाँ पे इतना एवरेज खेलने नहीं आया था. अपार्ट जो कल हमने स्पेन वर्सेस कोस्टा रिका वाले में देखा तो वहाँ पे मेरे को लगा नहीं कोस्टा रिका इतना कुछ उनका, मेरे को ऐसा लगा बहुत ज़्यादा ही लेट बैक हो गया, सेट बैक हो गया, एंड मोरल बहुत ज़्यादा डाउन हो गया. अभी के मैच की मैं बात करूँ तो ये रनिंग जो चल रहा था इस मैच से पहले कि आज अगर मैच अब खत्म होगा हम डिस्कस कर रहे होंगे कि क्या है, तो हम ये डिस्कस कैसे करेंगे कि जो साउथ कोरिया की डिफेंस लाइन है कौन से किम ने अच्छा खेला, क्योंकि चारों का नाम किम है, उनके गोलकीपर का नाम भी किम है. तो कैसे डिस्कस करें कि आज किम की परफॉर्मेंस वली भाई बहुत अच्छी थी, वो आगे बढ़े, उन्होंने रन बनाया, लेकिन ये जो किम थे ये थोड़े सोसों से लगे. आई थिंक वो थोड़ा और अपने आप को डेडिकेट कर सकते थे पिच पे, लेकिन बाकी के जो दो बचे किम थे उन्होंने अपना रोल ठीक से निभाया. तो ये बड़ा ही एक जोक सो चल गया था कि कौन से किम थे, एंड फिर पता लगे गोलकीपर का मेरा नाम भी किम है, मेरी तो बात हुई नहीं यहाँ पर. सो मेरे को फिर वही लगा कि उरुग्वे के साइड अगर मैं आऊँ तो इतने टाइम से जो हम देखते आ रहे हैं उरुग्वे वाली साइड को, दैट इज कवानी एंड सुआरेज वाली जो पार्टनरशिप थी, आज पेलेस्ट्री खेले. आई थिंक पेलेस्ट्री मैन यूनाइटेड प्लेयर है, आई थिंक 2 years पहले उनको साइन कर लिया गया था, उनको अभी भी अपने क्लब के लिए आई थिंक खेलना है.
He has not played the senior team debut. तो इससे पहले हम आगे बढ़े, मैं हमारे थोड़े कबड्डी के जो रेगुलर व्यूअर्स आज कबड्डी की लाइव स्ट्रीम नहीं है, दे हैव ऑलरेडी जॉइंड दी ऑन आवर यूट्यूब चैनल. प्रिंस जैन और तुषार और भाई सब लोगों हाय. यार कल की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की वीडियो इसलिए नहीं आई क्योंकि जैसे अर्जुन देशवाल को सिरदर्द हो गया था एक बारी, कल हमारे जो हैदराबाद में कैमरामैन है उनकी भी थोड़ी तबीयत खराब हो गई थी, सिरदर्दी समझ लो. एंड आई थिंक इसलिए जा नहीं पाए, तो उन्होंने पहले से मुझे इन्फॉर्म कर दिया, तो इसलिए कल की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की वीडियो हम डाल नहीं पाए, हाईलाइट्स हमने डाल दी है। और बाकी मोहित चिल्लर जी की एक स्पेशल वीडियो आ रही है, होपफुली कल आपको मिल जाएगी, कल मॉर्निंग में हम उसको शेड्यूल कर देंगे। तो उनका 30 सेकंड रिव्यू किया उन्होंने हर टीम का, अब तक के प्रो कबड्डी लीग सीजन मिड सीजन रिव्यू। उसके अलावा आप फुटबॉल के बारे में जो पूछना पूछिए, कबड्डी के बारे में कबड्डी के शो में पूछना, पर आप बने रहिए, हमें देखते रहिए। और फकेंडो पेलेस्ट्री की बात कर लेता हूँ मैं, ही अंडर ओले, व्हेन ओले गुनर केम एंड द जॉन मोटिंगर हु इज हेड ऑफ द एकेडमी, एंड इवन द आई थिंक आई forgot his name, Neil Cox, United Academy head. I met him in Manchester, by the way, and he's a great lad. They had a vision for Manchester United Academy. Brexit was happening. So when Brexit was happening, they made sure that they go global and see which players they can sign for the youth system plus the academy. In that program, they signed Hannibal Musbury, who is playing for World Cup. For Tunisia in the World Cup, and he had made a couple of bench appearances for Manchester United or substitute appearance. Fekendo Pelistri, Amad Diallo was signed in that scheme of things, youngsters who can be part of Manchester United in next 3 to 4, 5 years. And I think, of course, Fekendo Pelistri has not played for Manchester United as of now, but he has been part of this Uruguay team for last, 2 years. He has a one loan move in Spain, Fekendo, and I think he will be playing in next upcoming games, or either he will get a loan move in the January. That's for sure. I think he didn't move in a loan in the summer window because he was injured, and club decided that he will continue his recovery at the club with the best facilities around him, and didn't send him the loan. And I also don't believe in sending loans in the Spain. I think if he wants to succeed in Premier League, I think Championship is the best place where the most of the Manchester United loanees are playing right now. Hannibal Musbury is playing there, Ethan Laird is playing there. I think because that's his already a step up, because you see Mason Mount is a very great example of he was in the Championship with Derby with Frank Lampard, then came into Premier League. It was an easy step up for him as compared to playing in Spain La Liga. Football is different altogether, and in England football is very aggressive in terms of physicality wise. So I hope if he's not part of first team scheme of things for Manchester United in January, I think he will move on loan for sure. But I think one thing I believe that he's still he's a right winger, and I think if I was a coach, I would have given him more chances over Ilanga on the right wing. Ilanga is more of a centre forward and left winger. But I think let's see. I think it's Ten Hag knows better than us for sure. But I think he is the talented. That's why he's playing in the World Cup. Same like Hannibal Musbury, he's on loan, in Championship. But I think he has a good moment here and there. But I think you can see that he is 20-year-old. The decision making is not there, to make that final pass, when to shoot, when to pass. That's comes with experience, That's not, straight away as a footballer. We have seen, Messi and Wayne Rooney, they were generational as a talent. Messi's decision making as an 18-year-old, Rooney's decision making as an 18-year-old were altogether different. Ronaldo developed the decision making with time. Ronaldo was just like that when he's 17, 18. He was just burst in the scene with speed, a couple of step overs, shoot across, and that's decision making Ronaldo developed with the time. But when you're 18, 19, 20, that's not the decision making does not come with naturally. It's come with experience by playing the football matches. And they hardly, I think I've not seen many footballers who are very young with a very good decision making, and that's a trait which footballers develop with the time, and I think Messi and Rooney are the two players I can say in this generation who are very good with decision making when they're 17, 18, 19-year-old. So let's hope that Fekendo Pelistri can develop, for Manchester United, because I think these signing of 10, 15 million signing which Manchester United done in this scheme of things are made that you don't need to spend those 100 millions, because we are living in the Neymar market, the Neymar signing to PSG completely changed the market. We've seen the Dembele moving for 140 million, Coutinho moving for the similar amount. So I think clubs are very smart now. You can see what Real Madrid is doing with Brazilian talent. They brought these guys, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. not for small money. They also came for big money, but I think they are also aware that it's still better to take a punt on 30-40 million paise ka paisa laga lo, instead of then spending 140-150 million and not sure that ki Coutinho, Hazard or Dembele type signing will work or not. So clubs are getting smarter with the signing, and I think he did okay for today, if you ask me.
Well, you have to say that South Korea will be the happier of the two teams, because if a team has the likes of Federico Valverde, Edison Cavani,
मुझे फिर ये क्वेश्चन था कि what do you think कि Valverde आज I think right center mid खेले हैं, अगर उन्हें wing पे खेल रहे होते तो could have made a difference.
I think honestly, if you ask me, I think Valverde's best position is as a box-to-box midfielder. You have to play him centrally, and he needs to have more of the ball. And this is the reason why he was one of the finest players for Uruguay today. और आखिरी moment तक भी आप देखे जिस तरीके से physicality दिखा रहे थे, tackles दिखा रहे थे, and he was also celebrating those tackles. Although I still feel that South Korea would be the happier of the two teams. I think if you ask me honestly, मैं चाहता हूँ कि Valverde को आप central midfield पे खिलाइए और groom करिए because right now आप ये कह सकते हैं he's one of the finest central midfielders right now. मतलब अभी के हिसाब से. Paul Pogba might be the more complete one, but he is injured, and I think Valverde is capable enough to go the next level. तो हाँ तो ये result था 0-0 दोनों टीम्स को एक पॉइंट मिला. उससे पहले एक और मैच था एलेक्स which was between स्विट्जरलैंड एंड कैमरून. और हालांकि अगर आप उस मैच के स्टैट्स अगर देखेंगे, मैं आपको आई विल जस्ट रन यू थ्रू इट. सो 7 shots by Switzerland, 8 shots by Cameroon, 3 on target by Switzerland, 5 on target by Cameroon, 51% ball possession by Switzerland and 49% ball possession by Cameroon, 514 passes completed by Switzerland and 494 passes completed by Cameroon, but the goal was scored by Switzerland, but by a player of Cameroon origin, Embolo. So ज़्यादा differences थे नहीं, लेकिन Embolo was the major difference between the two teams.
And I think if you guys remember, I was talking about him, and I still feel that footballer has in him to get, to be the next big superstar from Europe, and still has time in his hand. It's just that he was so highly rated when he was 15, 16-year-old, and sometimes that hype with you, make you impossible for you to be a normal footballer, have a journey of a normal footballer. We have seen with this same with the Real Madrid player, the Danish player who at Arsenal right now, Martin Odegaard.
Yes.
When he was 15, 16, the hype with him was such a high hype on him, and that's why sometimes you're not allowed to have a normal football player journey, to play 16, 17, to commit mistakes. You are always, your mistakes are always, highlighted on social media or by media. And Embolo is one of those players. And I think I'm glad that finally he scored this goal and he finally is coming out of the age and is doing well for Switzerland. Alex, you were saying something.
And goal करने के बाद ना उन्होंने celebrate नहीं करा. इट वाज लाइक कि उन्होंने अपना प्रोफेशनलिज्म जो है वो मेंटेन रखा है बिल्कुल कि हाँ यार कि ये कैमरून मेरी जन्मभूमि है तो आई रियली रिस्पेक्ट दैट. तो यार ये वाला मूव मुझे काफ़ी अच्छा लगा. बाकी स्विट्जरलैंड के लिए शकीरी का असिस्ट था, एक्सपीरियंस काम आया उनका. सो या और काफ़ी हमें जो आपने स्टार्टिंग में ड्रॉज की बात करी तो ये मैं भी बोलूँगा कि काफ़ी ज़्यादा बिल्कुल कट टू कट वाला वो मैच चला है. और अब तो आई थिंक सिर्फ ब्राज़ील और सर्बिया वाला मैच ही रह जाएगा कि और उसके बाद तो आई थिंक सारे मैचेस हर टीम ने मतलब अपना एक ना एक मैच जो है खेल लिया होगा. तो आई थिंक फिर हम ज़्यादा एलैबोरेटली बात कर पाएंगे कि हर टीम का प्ले करने का स्टाइल कैसा था और आगे चल के वो क्या स्ट्रैटेजी प्लान करेंगे.
एंड द थिंग इज विद शकीरी, आपने यहाँ पे मेंशन किया एलेक्स, कल मैंने एक स्टैट पढ़ा था शकीरी के ऊपर कि 48% ऑफ द गोल कंट्रीब्यूशंस फॉर स्विट्जरलैंड इन मेजर टूर्नामेंट्स हैव बीन बाय जर्दान शकीरी. तो एक पिवटल फिगर रहे हैं और अभी तक बने रहे हैं. तो यही आई थिंक एक्सपीरियंस, तजुर्बा और कुछ भी कह लीजिए फ्लेयर वो है उनमें और एक क्रूशियल प्लेयर साबित हो रहे हैं उनके लिए इस वर्ल्ड कप में. सो आई थिंक दैट वाज इनफ फॉर स्विट्जरलैंड एंड कैमरून. बेल्जियम वर्सेस कनाडा के बारे में थोड़ा सा बात करते हैं यहाँ पे. और इवन दो यार एलेक्स बेल्जियम कल 1-0 जीती, बादशाह ने 44th मिनट पर गोल स्कोर किया. अगर आप स्टैट्स भी देखें और अगर आप मैच भी देखें, I was not very impressed with Belgium. I think if it was some other team instead of Canada, it was a more experienced team such as Spain or probably let's say Brazil for that matter. So I think Belgium would have endured a lot of goals.
Same tournament जब हम सबसे पहला एपिसोड था जब बेल्जियम की बात हुई थी, नेगी सर डार्क हॉर्सेस में बेल्जियम काउंट कर रहे थे. मेरा था कि यार मुझे फिर वो अंदर से लग नहीं रहा था कि बेल्जियम कैन गो रियली फार इन दिस टूर्नामेंट. फिर वही था कि एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स हैं इनके पास काफ़ी सारे एंड काफ़ी बड़ी बड़ी लीग्स में खेलते हैं एंड दे हैव प्रीटी गुड नेम्स आल्सो. बट फिर आई थिंक लुकाकू नहीं है इस बार. So
अभी मतलब for the first two games
he didn't play, so he's still in the squad.
Okay, तो फिर भाई लुकाकू के आने से देखना तो होगा कि मेरे को भी कि क्या डिफरेंस बनता है इनका. बट आउट एंड आउट मैं भी इस टीम को लेकर इतना कॉन्फिडेंट था नहीं. और आई थिंक शायद ये इनका लास्ट है कि जब इनकी ये वाली गोल्डन जनरेशन रहेगी.
राइट. तो आशीष यार आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? आप काफी कॉन्फिडेंट थे बेल्जियम को लेके, लेकिन
I'm not confident. I'm saying that this is the final chance for these set of players, and Canada I think did very well. मैं थोड़ा सरप्राइज हूँ कि अल्फोंसो डेविस ने वो पेनल्टी क्यों ली, बिकॉज ही इज अ डिफेंडर. ऑफ कोर्स ही स्कोर्ड 2 penalties for Canada till now. That's one thing. Another thing is that striker, I think the Canadian striker Jonathan David is he's a serial penalty taker.
Yes.
He's regularly taker. He's a goal scorer. And in a crunch situation like these, because see, as a defender, you're not your mindset, you're not that cool in front of the goal, cool and calm in front of the goal. And Alphonso Davies is the biggest Canadian player right now, because he plays, of course, for the Bayern, So, and altogether hype around him is there. So, I'm surprised with the coach decision to, in situation like this, playing World Cup, can be first goal for these set of players in the World Cup. Why your centre forward, who is a natural goal scorer, and who will have these kind of situation more in his life to score those goals. So he will be, I think, more calmer in front of goal than Alphonso Davies. Why he took that penalty, I think that's a big question for me. I'm not doubting the caliber of Alphonso Davies here, but I think situation like these, you need to put players who have these kind of situations in their life more. And I'm sure till now both the players are very young. David, I'm sure, had more situation like in front of goal to score goals, to take decisions. And I think in penalty shootout is altogether a different decision, That's one thing I want to highlight. Second thing I want to highlight Canada was maybe they need to find another left back, who can play on a as a left back, and put Alphonso Davies up front, or put him in a free kind of role. I highlighted David Alaba, highlighted Jansenko for Ukraine. He plays in that kind of free role, because he's that too good for the team, to play as a left back. You don't want to waste him as a left back. So I think that these two things for Canada I want to highlight. I'm not surprised with the Belgium struggling, because they always struggles in the major tournaments, and this is not a surprise. But I think they have enough quality in them, to win these kind of games. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but Kevin De Bruyne said, I'm not sure why I was given the man of the match, maybe because of my name. So that's tell you everything about what kind of game it was. And I think if Canada would have scored that penalty, I think we would have been, praising the Canadian team and their resilience, their style, their formation and everything.
Also,
it's just that, result was not their favor.
I think there should have been another penalty as well in favor of Canada.
But again, if 8 VAR referees are watching, I'm not sure, we can say that there should be another penalty. But I think I have not watched that penalty incident again on a replay or something to say that, it was a definite penalty for them. But I think the Canada's performance also shows there is no easy ride in this World Cup, And I think the only easy ride in this World Cup was given by Costa Rica, who given the taxi ride to Spain to win that, I'm Costa Rica and, of course, Iran, two teams who have highly... I'm not rated by Iran, I was expecting more, but Costa Rica, I was aware of Costa Rica's struggle and everything. I've seen them watching in India when they're playing the Hero Continental Cup in India, and I think, of course, they're better than India for sure in terms of the footballing nation. But I think the way Spain took them for a ride was a quality from the Spain side. But I think it was an easy game for Spain overall. But I think good performance, and I have to eat my words when I said, the Spain team. I will say. Still, if I go for a big game, I will be not impressed with if they put the same lineup again.
Well, Spain won their game 7-0 against Costa Rica, और एक भी ऐसी situation नहीं थी जहाँ पे they were looking uncomfortable. In fact, they scored in the 11th minute. तो यार, Alex, can they tiki taka their way to the World Cup once again?
कल तो भाई प्राइम टिकी टाका देखने को मिला, एंड आप एंटी टिकी टाका, बट
I'm not anti-team. I'm just saying, just saying that big teams are aware of it, how to play around it, because there's a reason Barcelona is not doing well anymore. The peak Barcelonas from 2008 to 2012, 13, 14, they're struggling now, because somehow the teams in Spain also have find to way around it. Real Madrid has to find a way around it. There was a time when Real Madrid used to struggle against Barcelona because the way Barcelona used to play. It's just the football is evolving. As I said, it's again changing. The Barcelona's team with Pep changed this, you can say Pep changed the football back in with Barcelona, and the team started to replicate it. But if you see that Pep since then tried to replicate it at Bayern, easily was winning the Bundesliga, didn't win the Champions League with Bayern, went to City, replicated it, done doing well in Premier League and everything, but still had not won the Champions League. So that's big games. Somehow the big games, big teams, they somehow find out way to take those results. I think it's maybe easy to do it for 38 games when you can commit mistakes, you can lose one of those games and then you win remaining 37 games. But when the knockout games comes, I think that's where the teams have found the way to play around the tiki-taka. I'm not anti-tiki-taka, but I'm saying I like to have a team to keep relevant position. I don't want my center back to play in between them and बाकी लोग सो जाते हैं आगे वाले, they wait for the ball. I like to keep the ball, but maybe play the meaningful position instead of the keeping the ball between the goalkeepers and the center backs.
कल सेंटर बैक से ही फिर वो याद है, कल रॉड्री खेले कल सेंटर बैक पे, एंड आमतौर पे फिर वो सेंटर मिड में खेलते हैं जब वैसे वो क्लब के लिए खेल रहे होते हैं, तो ये भी बिल्कुल वो था. व्हाट डू यू थिंक वली की मैनेजर के पास कोई चॉइस नहीं थी, या फिर इट वाज मोर लाइक कि यार जीनियस मूव, या फिर व्हाट डू यू थिंक ये तुक्का था सॉर्ट ऑफ?
It's all about Luis Enrique backing his guts, backing his instincts. और रॉड्री एक ऐसे प्लेयर है, अगर आप सिटी के लिए भी देखें, वो बॉल रिसाइकिल बहुत अच्छे तरीके से करता है. He has the tenacity as well. And Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique have a similar school of thought मेरे हिसाब से तो. So अगर आपका डिफेंडर, जैसे कि आशीष ने कहा है कि बॉल प्लेइंग सेंटर बैक आपने रॉड्री को बना दिया, so और उसी की वजह से आप देख सकते हैं, क्योंकि पासिंग रेंजेस काफ़ी अच्छी थी, पासिंग एक्यूरेसी काफ़ी अच्छी थी, एंड इवन इफ़ यू मतलब पोजेशन की भी बात करेंगे तो इट वाज 82% पोजेशन इन फेवर ऑफ स्पेन. तो अगर आप ऐसे मतलब टेक्निकली मिडफील्डर्स को भी अगर आप सेंटर बैक में खिलाएंगे जो डिफेंसिवली भी अच्छे हैं और बॉल रिसाइकिल कर सकते हैं, तो आई थिंक ही वांट्स टू अश्योर हिज डोमिनेंस. एंड एट द सेम टाइम यार एलेक्स, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, लुई एनरिके इज अ लिटिल अंडररेटेड एज वेल, एंड यू हैव टू गिव हिम क्रेडिट क्योंकि there were quite a few clubs. I think Manchester United was one of them who were interested in him after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked, and I'm sure there must be plenty of others. But he stuck with the Spanish national team, and Nations League final में भी आए थे, played some really good football. वो तो Karim Benzema and Pogba were on another level in that night, because of which France eventually won the Nations League. बट यार मुझे ऑनेस्टली लग रहा है कि ही इज बिल्डिंग ऑन टू समथिंग. इतने सेंटिलेटिंग नेम्स नहीं है, बट द ब्रांड ऑफ फुटबॉल इज समथिंग व्हिच इज इजी टू बी आई. तो लुई एनरिके को क्रेडिट देना पड़ेगा.
या मैं भी एग्री करता हूँ कि सेंटिलेटिंग भले ही ना हो, बट प्रॉमिसिंग जरूर है, बिकॉज प्लेंटी ऑफ यंग टैलेंट, एंड यंग टैलेंट तो कल देखा.
Pedri, Gavi, feel that they will be favorites going to 2026 World Cup. They just need to find a couple of those players. Center back is one of those,
Yes.
if they can find another center back, a young center back who can come and do well. I think center forward is another position. Attacking talent, I think the midfield looks like Pedri, Gavi, maybe a number 6. If they can find another number 6, in this team. So there are a couple of key positions they need to find out, and I feel that, they will be a bigger challenger in 2026 World Cup. Maybe Spain will be the dark horse, in this World Cup that everybody talking about,
Yes.
that they might do well to go to the knockout, to go to semi-finals. But I still feel that when it comes to those big games, say against Brazil or against Portugal, if you find, or maybe France, for example, even other teams also, some big games, I think then they will not have that enough quality, that attack. The front three, I think I still feel is not top notch front three for me, and I think they will be better team going into 2026 World Cup, because the core of this team is looking like is very young, and they will be their prime when the 2026 World Cup comes in USA, Qatar and Mexico.
इस वाली बात से वैसे मैं भी एग्री कर रहा हूँ कि एक अगेंस्ट में जो टीम थी वो कोस्टा रिका थी, और अगर कोई और ऐसे यूरोपियन टीम होती, या फिर जिस तरह इस टूर्नामेंट में एशियन टीम्स या मिडिल ईस्टर्न टीम्स ने अपनी फॉर्म दिखाई, अगर वो होती तो फिर शायद रिजल्ट कुछ और हो सकता था. एंड काफ़ी टाइम बाद हमने वर्ल्ड कप में बिल्कुल ऐसे डोमिनेटिंग वाली परफॉर्मेंस देखी, जहाँ पे बिल्कुल 7-0 और क्लीन शीट वाली वैसे वो थी.
क्लीन शीट आप ये देखिए, क्लीन शीट छोड़िए, शॉट्स में भी क्लीन शीट थे. कोस्टा रिका डिड नॉट हैव अ सिंगल शॉट इन दैट गेम. तो उनाई सिमोन को आप अगर हटा भी देते, 10 लोगों के साथ खेलते, स्पेन तब भी जीत जाती वो वाला मैच. आप ये देखिए. और एक फन फैक्ट मैं आपको बता दूं, स्पेन जब 2010 में वर्ल्ड कप जीती थी, तो उनकी टोटल नंबर ऑफ गोल्स उन्होंने पूरे टूर्नामेंट में स्कोर किए थे, वो थे 7 गोल्स, विच इज़ बेसिकली अ रिकॉर्ड फॉर द लीस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ गोल्स स्कोर्ड वाइल क्लिंचिंग द ट्रॉफी. और कल स्पेन ने जो है वो 7 गोल एक ही मैच में स्कोर कर दिए. तो यू नेवर नो, इट माइट जस्ट बी देयर ईयर अगेन. और कुछ ऐड करना चाहते हो?
या मोर और लेस वो क्वालिफाइड है ही. बस आई थिंक जो उनका नेक्स्ट मैच, आई थिंक मोरक्को से ही है. आई थिंक नेक्स्ट मैच उनका, अगर वो ये जीतते हैं तो फिर इनके लिए तो फिर गोल डिफरेंस में तो काफी वो है ही. उन्होंने
टीम्स थोड़ी सी आई थिंक दे, अगर वो एक और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव विन होगा मोरक्को के अगेंस्ट, आई थिंक टीम्स विल गेट अ लिटिल वरीड ऑफ स्पेन ऑफ फेसिंग स्पेन. So that might,
तो फिर तो मोर लेस वो हैं ही क्वालिफाइड.
राइट. तो अब ये थे कल के मैचेस, आज के मैचेस. अब जो अपकमिंग मैच है, द मैच दैट एवरीवन इज वेटिंग फॉर, बिकॉज बड़े भैया, should I say, CR7, he is back at center stage. और काफ़ी कुछ दिनों से जो है काफ़ी कंट्रोवर्सी चल रही है, बट ऑल दैट टेक्स अ बैक सीट, एंड नाउ ही विल बी बैक ऑन द वर्ल्ड स्टेज रिप्रेजेंटिंग हिज नेशन. पोर्चुगल वर्सेस घाना, 9:30 PM. We are all eagerly waiting for that, the last dance. Well, Lionel Messi का जो first game था, it turned out to be really disappointing for him. They lost to Saudi Arabia. Let's start with Ashish. Ashish, do you think that Will there be any more surprises tonight, or is it going to be Portugal all the way?
I think good lineup from Portugal. I think
if you could just read it.
I will just read it. And तुषार भाई, थैंक यू यार, आप आए हो, वो बड़ी बात है. आप क्वेश्चन ना पूछो, आप मे बी शो देखते देखते आप जान जाओगे. फुटबॉल बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग स्पोर्ट है. प्रीतम छिल्लर भाई भी ज्वाइन किए हैं, तो इन्होंने कल प्लानिंग की थी आई थिंक अपने वीडियो में कि दे विल काइंड ऑफ raid our video and come with their kabaddi fans. I know the audience is not big here as kabaddi, but yeah, we're still trying to make you guys aware of what going क्या चल रहा है फुटबॉल और वर्ल्ड कप की दुनिया में. या पोर्चुगल की लाइनअप पे मैं आता हूँ कि Diego Costa on goal, player I'm really looking forward to. The player I really want Manchester United to buy, and this World Cup maybe 25 million price tag will be added on if you perform well in this World Cup. Sometime you are saying यार चल यार एवरेज वर्ल्ड कप हो जाए, थोड़ा प्राइस ही डिस्काउंट मिल जाए, बट आई डोंट थिंक दे विल बी डिस्काउंट. एंड ए बिग कॉल ऑन द राइट बैक डिपार्टमेंट. बाय द वे, Cancelo is starting. There was debate over that Delo is in better form. Should he be there? Because it's also very important. The Delo's understanding with Ronaldo and Bruno is fantastic. He knows when to hit those balls to Ronaldo or when to find Bruno, and Bruno also overlaps Delo many times. So I think that's a big call from Santos. If you ask me, other than any other position, I think it's Delo or Cancelo. Could they have played Cancelo as a left back? Cancelo has done fantastically as a left back for Pep and the Manchester City, because City don't have any natural left back right now in the team, and it's majority of time Walker is fit, so Cancelo has been playing as a left back, So I think that's only one controversial call if you ask me, that could Delo would have started. I would have started him considering he's coming in a rich form into this tournament. Cancelo is not. Even the Cancelo maybe is a better footballer, overall footballer, but on that right back position, I think he's a better fit because of the understanding with Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes. Of course, Danilo Pereira, who played for PSG, he's a more of a defensive midfielder, and plays as centre back also. He's playing with Ruben Dias. So these are the two centre backs, and Rafael Guerrero is a great as a left back, very pacey left back. He's a more like a Delo, who's a very direct in his approach, and he's a left-footed guy. I think that's the only reason that he's playing over. Maybe Cancelo is not playing the left back, that he's a right foot. That you have to play inverted full back. So these are the back four. Now there's a midfield. You can, however you can, say that it's a 4-4-2, it's 4-2-3-1. It's I think it's a 4-4-2. It's a more of a diamond set of a midfield. You have Otiva as on the base of it, or Ruben Neves on the left side. Right side you have Bruno Fernandes, and on top of you have Bernardo Silva on tip, or it can be Bernardo Silva as he left-footed on the right side of that midfield to play that inverted winger whenever they have the more ball possession, and Bruno as a number 10. I think I will do that. I'll put Bernardo Silva on the right hand side because Bernardo Silva has done well as a right winger for Manchester City. So whenever they attack more, Bernardo Silva can switch to as a right winger instead of a right side midfielder. So I think I will do that, but I'm not sure with Portugal approach. They always play Bruno in a very limited kind of a midfielder on a defensive set of mindset. So I think looking what Portugal had done in past, I think it will be Bruno on right and Bernardo Silva on tip of that midfield as a number 10. But if you ask me, I will reverse the role. Up front, of course, they somehow find a way to play Felix and Cristiano Ronaldo together. I think that's a good approach considering Felix has done well in the link-up play, and this means that Felix also will drop deep in midfield. He's a more of a playmaking centre forward, of course don't have the physicality to play centre forward, but then done well for Atletico Madrid when United played Atletico Madrid, and he was a great performance in that game. So they find the best way to put all the talent together in the team. Its only thing is, will they click together? And all of the 10 players have to do the defensive duties, because I'm not hoping that Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
I'm not saying Cristiano Ronaldo work rate is less, but his pressing is in a way that he just go for it.
Right.
He doesn't think about that which passing lane to block and everything, and that's not a part of his game also. He's a goal scorer, and Cristiano Ronaldo will score goal. I think so, because that's Cristiano Ronaldo, right? He knows how to create headlines. He has already created lots of headlines to the build of the World Cup, and Messi has scored one goal from the penalty spot. I will be not surprised if we see Cristiano Ronaldo scoring that goal for Portugal very early in this game. And I think it's all about, only thing I want this Portuguese team to do that, just not play for Ronaldo, play for Portugal.
Yes.
You know, sometime what happened, that's happened with Manchester United also. When Ronaldo is playing, his aura is such a big that, you know, the player playing around him, वो जबरदस्ती Ronaldo को pass देने की कोशिश करते हैं. Even they are in better situation to shoot or to find another player. That's happened with Portugal also. You know, when Ronaldo plays, they think, okay, let's give Ronaldo, गुस्सा हो जाएगा. You know, होता नहीं कि हमारा बड़ा भाई है, बड़ा दोस्त है कि उसको दे रहे चिढ़ जाएगा. I'm not saying he's that, but I think वो दिखता है approach में, you know. I've seen with Delo at United, you know, sometimes he tried to find Ronaldo जबरदस्ती जब जहाँ पे बॉल होती भी नहीं है. So that's only thing I want this Portuguese squad to do, that, you know, play for Portugal, you know, and if sometime need to ignore Ronaldo in some position, some critical position, that's fine. It's a part and parcel of the game, you know, and I think that's the only thing. If they try to overkill and try to find Ronaldo again and again in every kind of situation, and that's where the problem will start for them, and that's what happened in past also for them. They try to find Ronaldo a lot, you know, and even when Ronaldo is not in a good position, even when Ronaldo is not a good passing chance, good not offering a good passing option, you know, I think that's the only thing, you know, because there are 10 more players, they need to play for Portugal, not for Cristiano Ronaldo today.
Alex, we'll talk about Portugal again once यहाँ पे. So, like Ashish said, like plenty of players from Manchester United, जब Ronaldo खेलते हैं, there are some unnecessary crosses put into the box just so he could score, but Portugal, I think they need to have a little different approach. They should play as a team, and one certain player जिसके लिए मुझे बुरा भी लगता है is João Felix, because I honestly do not feel कि he deserves to play for Atletico Madrid. He has the flair, he has the pace, and he should play for a team which is actually fluid in terms of passing, चाहे वो Real Madrid हो, City हो. And Portugal में भी pragmatic approach देखने को मिलता है. So, do you think there will be a change from Portugal's approach, and can we see the best out of Ronaldo, of course, but João Felix as well?
या मेरे हिसाब से अगर मैं स्क्वाड डेप्थ देखूं पहले तो या फिर आज की स्क्वाड देखूं मैं पोर्चुगल की, बड़े भैया ऑफ कोर्स ठीक है, मुझे लग रहा था शायद राफेल लियो स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन चलो आज जाओ फेलिक्स है. एंड बर्नार्डो सिल्वा अगेन काफ़ी मुझे भी लग रहा है कि राइट विंग में खेल रहे हैं, तो फिर वो एक फ्री रोल में ज़्यादा नज़र आ सकते हैं. अगर वीकनेस मैं सोच रहा था कि पेपे स्टार्ट करेंगे नहीं करेंगे, तो आज आई थिंक पेपे को स्टार्ट नहीं मिला है.
Diaz will see Pepe playing. I think if they're winning the game 1-0 and they need somebody to come in to break those legs of the opponent team, Pepe will definitely come in, I think, and they have taken a call. Danilo can play the centre back. He's done for PSG also in past, but he's a more of a defensive midfielder, you know, and I think that's another call which you can say kind of controversial, but I think they might be keeping Pepe for the, you know, for the bigger games when they need, you know, because he's 36, he can't play in that heat of Qatar every game. So I think maybe it's a call from the coach to balance the workload of these players.
डियाज के फॉर्म के बारे में आप क्या कहोगे, बिकॉज धीरे धीरे फिर हम देख रहे थे कि अकांजी का सिलेक्शन पेप ज्यादा प्रेफर कर रहे हैं.
मैं पेप के टीम सिलेक्शन के ऊपर कुछ नहीं बोल सकता यार. आई एम सरप्राइज what he has done with the centre backs, Laporte, Diaz, Stones, you know, Akanji, and then बीच में क्या बोलते हैं फर्नांडिनो भी खेलते थे सेंटर बैक उनके लिए. तो पेप का तो भैया जो फैंटेसी खेलते हैं प्रीमियर लीग फैंटेसी, उनसे पूछना कि वो मुझे लगता है मैच से एक दिन पहले ना वो चलाता है, क्या बोलते हैं इसको, जो रोलर चलाता है कि आज कल किसको सेंटर बैक खिलाऊं, कल किसको 11 खिलाऊं, यू नो, मारेज विल स्कोर गोल इन 1 मैच, अगले 2 मैच के लिए बाहर हो जाएगा. सो पेप टीम सिलेक्शन, I think I'm not a big fan. I'm not able to crack it, that how he does the training selection. Maybe he does on the training form. Maybe he's the coach who just see what he see. एक मैच से एक दिन पहले, okay, these 11 are my best training performer on this training session, I will play them. Maybe that it, because we don't see the training session, right? We just see the matches, and some games, for example, the last City game when they didn't brought Mahrez, when they lose again, City last game किससे आ रही थी अभी? In the just going to the World Cup, I think they lost again, right?
It was against Bournemouth.
No, in the Premier League they lost.
It was against Brentford. Ivan Toney scored 2 goals.
Yeah, in Brentford, and he decided not to brought in Mahrez and, you know, Phil Foden, I think, if I remember. 2 wingers इनको कौन है, Mahrez एक left wing पे, and that's surprise, you know. So sometime with Pep, he's one of the greatest coach ever. But you know, but sometime I feel that, you know, maybe you need to keep it simple, and he doesn't keep that. So I will not comment on Pep selection of Ruben Dias in form. See, last year Ruben Dias was the best centre back in the Premier League. So it's not that in a 1 year he will become so bad that he will not play for Portugal, he will not play good for Portugal. So I think of considering the option Portugal have, Ruben Dias is their best defender, and they will hope that he will have a good World Cup, you know, as a centre back.
Right. और घाना की भी थोड़ी सी यहाँ पे बात कर लेते हैं बिकॉज घाना की भी टीम मुझे अगर देखे कुछ इंडिविजुअल्स को पॉइंट आउट करे सो सम क्वालिटी प्लेयर्स दे हैव अप देयर रैंक्स. थॉमस पार्टी रियली गुड फॉर्म फॉर आर्सेनल राइट नाउ. उसके बाद इनाकी विलियम्स का एक बड़ा क्रेजी स्टैट है बाय द वे. आई एम नॉट
240 appearances.
he hasn't missed a single La Liga game since how many 240 appearances.
240
so,
appearances,
straight
yeah.
appearances. So fitness को दाद देनी पड़ेगी आपको इनाकी विलियम्स.
And he's starting today.
And मोहम्मद कुद्दूस he is the one player to watch out for. Ajax के लिए 10 goals मार चुके हैं इस सीजन. Out of which 4 जो है चैंपियंस लीग में मार चुके हैं from the 6 appearances. So मोहम्मद कुद्दूस can cause some problems as well. And there's Andre Ayew.
I think एक बात कही है, if I'm not wrong, I think उन्होंने कहा है Neymar is not that much better than me. So yeah,
but then he no he has clarified on social media that I didn't mean that, this is a fake news. But I'm surprised how can it's fake news considering he said that on it was an exclusive interview. I think there's a Brazilian fan on a chat, Mariam Shop. Thank you for joining from Brazil. I think the Brazil playing 11 has not come. Of course the game is in 3 hours from now, but I think I can give you the predicted lineup for the Brazil. Wali, if you have any predicted lineup, or should I give it?
I think if you have it right now, you can give it to them.
Let me just give the predicted lineup for Brazil. What the predicted lineup?
So yeah, Brazil versus Serbia is the game that we have at 12:30 a.m. IST, and we'll just take a look at some of the lineups.
So I think Brazil. If you see, I think Alisson is favorite to start on the goal, and I think Alex has also done the specific video on the Brazil, which is the only video has done in the build up this tournament. I think Danilo is a right back. Silva is the captain. He will of course going to play. Thiago Silva, PSG centre back. Marquinhos going to start. Alexandro. I will think Telles will start over Alexandro. There's a toss between Sandro and Telles. I think of course in midfield there is a competition with Casemiro. Casemiro will start. Paqueta and Fred. I think I can toss between both of them. I think it's depends that Paqueta is a more of a defensive man. I'll still start Fred because Fred has the tendency to cover work rate for Neymar.
Yes.
And if you put Neymar on number 10, some of our people are putting. I will still start Neymar as a left winger. I will say, or maybe, but this Neymar experiment of a number 10 has not worked
right
for Brazil and for PSG also in past. And I think best football Neymar has played for PSG this season has come from left. And people are saying, why not Vinicius Junior? I think maybe I will put Vinicius Junior. It's a 5 substitution rule. It's a big World Cup. I will put Neymar on left if you ask me. But people are predicting Rafinha, Neymar, Vinicius Junior on left and Richarlison up front. So this is kind of a predicted lineup. But if you ask me, I will put Neymar on left. I think he has played his best football throughout his career as a left winger, as that free role in the left side instead of playing the number 10 role. Yes. Because if you put Neymar on that number 10 role, that will make Brazil too weak in a midfield, And I will put 4-3-3. Let put Paqueta, Casemiro, Fred together. Let them do cover for the defense. That will give Neymar a more free role than as a number 10. Because as a number 10, he has to somehow track back, help in the defensive duties. If you put 3 midfielders and put Fred on the left side of midfield, and that he will cover for Neymar. Fred is, Fred is who carry 2 extra water bottle.
Yes.
One for himself, one for Neymar. So he will cover for Neymar position whenever required. So if you ask me, I will play 4-3-3 instead of 4-2-3-1, and then that's the call because they have played each and every formation during the build of this World Cup, and on the friendlies they have played. But I think Neymar as a number 10 is a big call if you ask me. I think that might make the midfield too weak, not in this game but upcoming game. So I think I will settle on a 4-3-3. Your call, guys. What do you think? Where should be Neymar playing?
I honestly feel that, I also agree with you. He should be on the left because that's where his best game is. He has the pace, he has the finesse, or जिस तरीके से he has the courage to actually take on a man. चाहे वो कोई सा भी विंग बैक हो.
बट देन फिर वही आता है, देन विनीशियस जूनियर एंड नेमार का जैसे अभी सर ने वही बोला कि वो लेफ्ट विंग पर ही खेलेंगे, फिर विनीशियस जूनियर रह जाएंगे.
आई थिंक अकॉर्डिंगली आप शुरुआत कर सकते हो विद नेमार ऑन द लेफ्ट एंड if the game is going in your favor, तो you can, or even if it's not going in your favor, तो आप विनीशियस को लेफ्ट में to insert more pace ला सकते हैं, and then you could probably shift Neymar as a center forward or probably as a number 10. That is something that they could go with. But right now, I think शुरुआत he prefers to be on the left, so that's how I think he should start off.
एंड वीकनेस क्या है फिर इस टीम की, बिकॉज हम सब जानते हैं कि ब्राजील और इतना ज़्यादा इंटरनेट पे वही हो चुका है कि दिस इज ब्राजील से, तो वीकनेस फिर क्या है कि इनका डिफेंस वीकनेस बन सकता है, क्योंकि अभी भी काफ़ी टाइम हो गया इनको कि इन्होंने कोई यूरोपियन साइड फेस नहीं करी। आई थिंक लास्ट टाइम 3 साल कुछ हो गए इनको कि इन्होंने कोई यूरोपियन साइड इन्होंने फेस करी।
So there's another question on Brazil team, and we of course will talk about weakness and everything. Faut Tosif says Rafinha, Rodrigo or Antony. Who will start? And there are 3 big options on right wing. Who will you guys start on if you ask all 3?
Rafinha, Rodrigo or Antony. I'm going to ask Alex. तुम इसका जवाब दो उसके बाद.
Antony. I'll go with Antony.
You'll go with Antony. All right. I think.
I'm a Manchester United fan. I'll still go with Rafinha. I think
Yes,
Rafinha.
I was about to say that.
See, Antony is just like, because you can't have Antony and Neymar playing together. Both are trickster. Both wants to keep the ball on their foot more. You need one player who's very direct with approach, and Rafinha has that directness in his approach. Of course, he plays for Real Madrid now or Barca now, but he was with Leeds United, where they were very direct with his approach. I like Antony as a player, and I still feel Rafinha will serve better in this team. Abhi ke liye, in this match, maybe going ahead you can use Antony, or Rodrigo is also a very good player. He's in great form for Real Madrid, So they have those options, right wing, on left wing. Rodrigo can play on the left wing also, but Vinicius Junior is a fantastic talent. Of course, Champions League winner, scored then that Champions League final. So they have big calls to make in the attacking department. I think I will make a statement straight away. Brazil attack is the best attack in this World Cup.
Yes,
I think there is no competition between the Brazil attack and any other country. There's a big difference between first and second year. Brazil is here in the attacking talent. Second team is way below them. They have to take a lift to catch Brazil in terms of attacking talent, if you ask me straight away.
Or Alex here, Antony, although even I'm a United fan and I like Antony's impact that he has had for United, but recently अगर आप देखो तो he was injured for quite a while. Match practice नहीं है, so I don't think the manager would actually risk him immediately. हल्के से ट्रांजिशन कर सकते हैं, एज अ सब्स्टिट्यूट ला सकते हैं. और रफीनिया और रॉड्रिगो में जितना हमें रिपोर्ट सुनने को आ रहा है, आई थिंक द मैनेजर बैक्स रफीनिया मोर, ऑल्दो आई वुड एक्चुअली वांट रॉड्रिगो टू स्टार्ट बिकॉज हिज परफॉर्मेंसेस फॉर रियल मैड्रिड हैव बीन सिग्निफिकेंटली वेल. और लास्ट सीजन भी अगर आप देखो, एंड ही इज अ क्लच प्लेयर. लास्ट सीजन अगर आप याद करो, मैनचेस्टर सिटी वाला जो सेमीफाइनल था चैंपियंस लीग में, द 2 goals, both of them were scored by Rodrigo on injury time, and he has the knack of scoring big goals. Recently, Madrid derby में he scored against Atletico Madrid. So Rodrigo, honestly, if I were the manager, I would choose Rodrigo over Rafinha because, like I said, he's a big game player. But I think the manager is going to go with Rafinha, मेरे हिसाब से. So yeah,
because you have to see, this is the World Cup, and they want players who can do well in the defensive duties. Rafinha is the student of Marcelo Bielsa, who likes his players to press continuously, and I think let's hope. I think this is a good headache to have for a manager, that which player to play. For example, Munal is Real Madrid fan. He's saying Vinicius will be the most important player for Brazil, not Neymar. That's a big statement to make. I think that's maybe your love for Real Madrid and your hatred for Neymar and Barcelona. But I'm very neutral here. I don't support any of those. I can say, of course, Neymar is, it's on a different level. You can't compare Neymar and Vinicius Junior right now. At this time, maybe next 5-10 years, Vinicius can have a great career and then we can compare. But the gravy of Neymar football is altogether different. I think the way Neymar play football, you don't find many players to play that kind of football. So I think it's a good headache to have. Somebody is asking that, there's a question for Messi has of course surpassed Sunil Chhetri number of goals because he scored in the last game. That's one question, sports only. He's saying, can Pepe also, let's take a mixed question because the user are asking, can Pepe still perform in this World Cup? What do you think? He's 36, 37 now. He's 38. What is the age of Pepe now?
I think he's in his late 30s. I'll have to just take an exact look. But Alex is a big fan of Pepe. Alex, what do you have to say about it?
Big fan, मतलब मेरे को तो फिर वैसे ही लगता है, big fan से ज़्यादा कि ऐसे जो बहुत ज़्यादा अटैक माइंडेड वाले डिफेंडर्स होते हैं ना, मेरे को पसंद आते हैं ऐसे वाले डिफेंडर्स कि भाई आप सिर्फ उन्हें डिफेंडिंग के लिए यूज नहीं कर सकते, वो सामने वाले
39 by the way. That's a good question to have.
Older than Cristiano Ronaldo, so
हाँ, आई थिंक मैनेजर उन्हें एज अ सब्स्टिट्यूट ही शायद यूज करेंगे, जहाँ तक मेरे को लगता है कि पेपे को, क्योंकि फिर बिल्कुल ही वो है कि जब आपको अटैक ब्रेक करना है सामने वाली टीम का और बहुत ज़्यादा एग्रेशन चाहिए, तो शायद वो काम आए वहाँ पर.
Alright, so ये तो थी ब्राजील की बात, और भी बात करेंगे उनके बारे में, बट लेट्स आल्सो टॉक अबाउट सर्बिया.
या हमने ब्राजील की अटैक के बारे में इतनी बात करी है, तो बगल वाली टीम में भाई मित्रोविक हैं, काफी कमाल का सीजन जा रहा है ये उनका। 12 मैच में कुछ 9 गोल उन्होंने इस बार स्कोर करे हैं। एंड जो जिस टाइप से सर्बिया खेलती है वली भाई, जो उनके मैनेजर हैं जो स्टोकोविच, वो भी ना काफी अटैक माइंडेड मैनेजर है। उनको बिल्कुल ही आई थिंक 5 मैच अनबीटन स्ट्रीक्स ही उनकी ऐसे कुछ चलती आ रही है। काफी कॉन्फिडेंट है वो लोग अपनी इस टीम को लेकर। और उन जो नेशंस लीग का जो उनका ग्रुप था आई थिंक उसमें उन्होंने शायद टॉप सर्बिया ही थी। तो लगता है आपको कि यहाँ पे थोड़ा जो सर्बियन प्लेयर्स हैं उनकी हाइट भी थोड़ी लंबी है, तो काफी ज्यादा फिजिकलिटी यहाँ पे भी देखने को मिल सकती है हमें।
और दूसरी बात, आपने यहाँ पे मिट्रोविच की बात करी, आप एक प्लेयर का नाम भूल रहे हैं, वो है व्लाहोविच।
Juve.
And Brazil have won like the last 5 games. You know, they have last 6 games by the way. They're coming in rich form. But Serbia is not coming in a bad form either. They have won 5 games out of the last 6 games and 1 draw. They're unbeaten in last 6 games. So both the team are coming in a good form, and you know, and you know, it is not that easy game. People will say, of course, head to head, Brazil has won both the game till now, but you know, Serbia has a good team, you know, and I think SMS also play for them, right?
Milinkovic-Savic.
Yeah, he's a great talent to have, you know, and I think he always linked with the big clubs.
Yes.
Maybe this is the stage where he need to perform and do well to get that big mega money move, you know, and I think it's not that easy game for Brazil. Brazil, of course, coming as a favorite. Everybody is talking about Brazil, and you know, we have already seen what happened in Argentina. Brazil have to be very careful, and you know, you were saying something about Serbia, Alex.
सर्बिया, या तो फिर ये पूरी जो टीम है काफी कॉन्फिडेंट है। तो फिर मेरा सवाल फिर वही था दोनों से कि क्या एक्सपेक्ट करोगे, आज काफी फिजिकल गेम देखने को मिल सकता है?
I think that might just be the case because and also I think this is the perfect game for Brazil because अर्जेंटीना के साथ ये हुआ था कि deep down they knew that they were the favorites. They were coming in with 36 games unbeaten. और सऊदी अरेबिया मतलब आप ज़्यादा रैंक नहीं करते at the same time. And you saw what happened at the end of after the end of 90-95 minutes.
Usually जो ब्राजील है फिर वो आपको लगता है प्रेशर में खेलेगी because अब तो उनका वो होता है कि सांबा मैच वो बिल्कुल अपने चिल स्टाइल में फुटबॉल खेलेंगे आज।
मतलब ये एक परफेक्ट मैच इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ बिकॉज सर्बिया ना ही एक बहुत ही मतलब कह सकते हैं कि बहुत ही जबरदस्त टीम है, एट द सेम टाइम आप ये भी नहीं कह सकते कि ये एक्सट्रीमली पुअर टीम है। इट्स अ रियली गुड टीम। आप फर्स्ट गेम में एक गुड टीम के साथ अगर आप मुकाबला करेंगे एंड यू एक्चुअली गेट द विन, इट विल आल्सो बिल्ड ऑन योर कॉन्फिडेंस। तो ना ही आप ज़्यादा कंप्लेसेंट होंगे और ना ही आप कभी ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट होंगे। तो क्योंकि और प्लेयर्स की हम बात कर रहे थे सर्बिया की, व्लाहोविच के 6 गोल्स और 1 असिस्ट 10 मैचेस में यूवेंटस के लिए इस सीजन सारी आम है। और अगर आप एक और प्लेयर का नाम लीजिए, डुसान टैडिच इज अनदर की प्लेयर और 34 इयर्स ऑफ एज है, बट ही इज मतलब रेगुलरली अमंग्स्ट द गोल्स एंड असिस्ट्स। और आयाक्स के लिए इस सीजन अगर हम बात करें 14 मैचेस में से उनके 3 गोल है और 9 असिस्ट्स है। So some quality players over here that we are talking about from Serbia's camp.
But there's a good comment from another viewer on the chat. Adesh says Serbia's defense is not that good, you know, and of course this is Brazilian attack we're talking about, and that's the reason they might play back 5 or back 3, you know, to have that extra defender instead of extra midfielder. And I think that's the ultimate. If they can somehow keep on this Brazilian attack, you know, for 60 minutes. Then maybe there's a chance to nick that one goal, you know, and like other teams like Saudi has done, like Japan has done, you know, keep the big boys quiet and then maybe can score those goals. But only thing with Brazil is that if you can keep this front 3 quiet, they have another 3 players to come from the bench to make your life hell, you know. So I think that's where the Brazilian talent in terms of depth is great, you know, and I think Serbia is not a cakewalk. Again, I will say, and I've said this again and again for Japan, for Saudi, you know, for South Korea, for example, people thought Uruguay will win it very easily because the head-to-head record Uruguay was way ahead. South Korea was just won 1 game against them. So I think I will say it's not a cakewalk for Brazil, but it's just that Brazilian talent in terms of the quality they have in the team. Of course, in attacking midfield, and that's the reason. Give your attacking player full freedom. Play those 3 midfielders, play Paqueta, play Casemiro, play Fred. Let them do carry the water bottles for their attacking players and let the attacking players have freedom of mind to play and to attack more and more. And I think if they can do that, because we have seen the Neymar experiment as a number 10 2014 World Cup didn't work. I think 2018 World Cup also played mostly time the number 10 didn't work. For PSG, for Barca, we have seen him playing number 10. Sometimes works, sometimes didn't work. So I think Neymar, it's still, and Neymar is one of my favorite players. I still feel his best position is left wing, and that's a big call Brazil have to take. I think also the Portugal, you know, and a good question from Sports Only. I will ask Alex. Best question of the day. Which was the best game today for the Korea?
Which was the best game? अरे, which was the best game? मेरे को तो बिल्कुल ऐसा लग रहा है अंटी-वंटी करना पड़ेगा उनसे।
वही गेम जो आप सोच रहे हैं।
हाँ,
the same game you're talking about. But I think just want to add, we talked about Brazil and Serbia. Let's talk about Portugal and Ghana very quickly. We have not touched upon Ghana at all. Do you think Ghana has that in them to surprise world and the Portugal? Because see, Ghana is African powerhouse. That physicality, that stamina to play at this stage is there. It just, can they match Portugal in terms of technical ability? Can they, defend well? Can they keep Cristiano Ronaldo quiet? So, what do you think about Ghana and overall their approach?
डार्क हॉर्सेस ये बन के बाहर आ सकते हैं बिकॉज क्वाइट टैलेंटेड स्क्वाड तो है इनके पास जिस हिसाब से भी ये उतरेंगे उनको पता होगा कि हम देखो पोर्चुगल के अगेंस्ट उतर रहे हैं दे हैव काफ़ी डेप्थ भी है इनकी स्क्वाड में और मेरे को लग रहा है कि हाँ अपसेट तो मैं इतना नहीं कह सकता बट हाँ पोर्चुगल के लिए केक वॉक भी नहीं होने वाला और इस बार तो आपने जो स्टार्टिंग बोला कि काफ़ी गोललेस ऐसे मैचेस भी गए और ड्रॉज भी हुए हैं इस बार तो फिर वही है कि ऐसी टीमों से भी हम ऐसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि भाई वो टफ कंपटीशन दे सकती है पोर्चुगल को
गाना से एक्सपेक्टेड है कि दे विल बी क्वाइट फिजिकल बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड दे हैव द लाइक्स ऑफ थॉमस पार्टी आंद्रेस आयू इनाकी विलियम्स और मोहम्मद कुद्दूस लाइक आई सेड ही इज द वन टू वॉच आउट फॉर बहुत ही अच्छे फॉर्म में जा रहे हैं so I think it's like everyone's saying it's not going to be an easy game in spite of Portugal having ample amount.
They have Hansen Odoi also on the bench by the way. They are also just like Senegal have reached out these European players to to play for them. Jordan Ayew is also there on the bench, and they have a good squad in terms of the players they have, and see. African teams are always tough to play compared to Asian and the North American teams in the World Cup. They have always done well in the World Cup. African teams in terms of the overall competitive performance. But again, it's all about also Portugal if they can find the balance between Ronaldo and the other players, and that's the key factor here.
I think
if they overdo to Ronaldo, I think they will struggle against Ghana. I have a feeling. See, I'm a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Of course, irrespective of what he's done in the recent time for Manchester United and everything, I'm not getting a good vibe from this match for Portugal. I think, and whenever I've said, of course, I have been wrong also. I'm not saying Spain, for example, have totally taken me out of place. But sometimes South Korea, Japan, these teams like, the smaller teams have also done well. But Ghana, if they can keep the discipline well, if they can, somehow keep the Cristiano Ronaldo away from the game. It's not about keeping away from the game. Just don't allow Cristiano Ronaldo to have those goal scoring chances,
Right.
Just make sure whenever he's shooting, you have 2-3 men around him to block the shoot. Because Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to get involved in the game a lot. He's not that type of player anymore. That's why Felix is playing. He's going to drop deep, to link up the play. If they can somehow keep Ronaldo away and force Portugal players, confuse them, that play the Ronaldo more, maybe give Ronaldo space in the midfield. Let's give the space and let's Portugal play Ronaldo more, but just in front of the goal keep the Ronaldo away. I think that's the guru mantra for Ghana here.
So we just have 4 minutes now for Portugal versus Ghana. We'll quickly take a prediction from both Alex and Ashish. So Alex, prediction क्या है Ghana versus Portugal?
Ghana versus Portugal in favor of Portugal 2-1 because I think Ghana शायद score कर दे with this talent.
All right, Ashish, what about you?
I think it will be a close game. I think Portugal will win 1-0 or keep a clean sheet. But I will be not surprised if tomorrow we are talking about Ghana's victory over Portugal,
Right.
Because I want Portugal to win it, for sure. But I think Ghana has in them to surprise Portugal for sure.
Well, they do. They have the physical presence as well. But I feel that Portugal might just have the edge. So I'm going with the Portugal win 1-0 in favor of Portugal. Or before we also take the predictions for Brazil versus Serbia, Richarlison के बारे में मैं आपसे पूछना था दोनों से कि is he the ideal centre forward for Brazil or do you think एक better alternative हो सकता था prior to announcing the squad or within the squad? क्या लगता है Alex?
Firmino.
Yeah, of course you would say Firmino. So
Yeah.
Ashish, what about you?
Firmino
I
की
think
form भी ठीक थी.
like मैंने अभी तक बोला है ना कि because see coaches will not like to change their players going into the major tournament. Richarlison have been playing in that front three for them throughout the qualifiers and everything. It's tough to change your centre forward just going into the World Cup. See how many training sessions they have before the World Cup. 4 or 5 training sessions. Can you do that? I think I'm with the coach in this side. I maybe Alex will say because I'm a Manchester United fan. I like Roberto Firmino. He's a very intelligent footballer, but somehow it doesn't fit in this team. Because you can't have. Maybe you can play him. Then that's mean.
I
If
think
you play
Richarlison
Roberto
is-
Firmino, then maybe you can play an extra attacking player because he can drop deep in the midfield also sometime. But I think I would have kept in the squad for sure.
I think
Roberto Firmino.
Richarlison is more of a workhorse.
That's why they're playing, because you have to give Neymar the
Yeah.
you need extra water carrier,
Right.
bottle carrier. So Richarlison करेंगे, Fred करेंगे, वो देखने की बात होगी. But I think I would have kept Firmino in the team to have to just change that, the way they play.
तो quickly prediction उसके लिए भी ले लेते हैं Brazil versus Serbia.
I will start with you.
Okay, so I'm going with Brazil 2-0 in favor of Brazil.
भाई ब्राजील ऑल थ्रू आउट. मैं तो वही कहूंगा कि 3 गोल भी अगर ब्राजील पेल दे तो फिर आई वोंट बी सरप्राइज्ड.
Right.
I think it will goal feast. I think 4-0 to Brazil.
Okay,
Or
so
4-1 to Brazil. But I think this will goal feast for sure.
so they are the tournament favorites और काफी convincing तरीके से हमने अपना prediction दे दिया है and let's just see if that turns out to be the case. कल भी कुछ मैचेस है, थोड़ा सा इनके बारे में भी डिस्कस कर लेते हैं आशीष. सो टुमारो द गेम एट 3:30 इज बिटवीन वेल्स वर्सेस ईरान, ग्रुप बी फिक्सचर. एंड वेल्स जो है पिछला मैच उन्होंने यूएसए के साथ ड्रॉ किया था. दैट पेनल्टी विच गैरेथ बेल स्कोर्ड द 80th मिनट मार्क रीजन got them a point, or he created history by becoming the first player to score after 66 years for Wales in a World Cup. So yes, it was a historic night. Iran disappointing performance थी, काफ़ी बड़े मार्जिन से हारी थी 6-2. क्या लगता है एलेक्स, तुमसे शुरुआत करता हूँ. Like I honestly feel Wales will be the favorite, of course. Or will Iran get inspired by Saudi, Japan, or अभी भी will they be licking their wounds after that debacle against England?
मेरे लिए तो फिर वेल्स ही इसमें फेवरेट रहेगी बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स जिस हिसाब से वो खेले यूएसए के अगेंस्ट, काफ़ी ऑल्दो वो भी बहुत कट टू कट और क्लोज मैच था, बट यस उस टीम के बाद आई फील कि स्लाइटली थोड़ा ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है जो वो कैपिटलाइज करेंगे ईरान के अगेंस्ट. ईरान जो इतनी बड़ी डिफीट के बाद मुझे ईरान के लिए यही देखना होगा कि वो किस तरह से या किस माइंडसेट के साथ वो अप्रोच करेंगे इस मैच को, और उनका टेम्परामेंट या फिर एटीट्यूड कैसा रहेगा वेल्स के अगेंस्ट. तो फिर बिकॉज इतनी बड़ी डिफीट के बाद आप बाहर अभी भी हुए नहीं हो, यू आर स्टिल इन वर्ल्ड कप एंड यू कैन स्टिल, अगर आप फेवरेट्स भी नहीं हो तो भी यू कैन स्टिल प्ले वेल एंड इम्प्रेस योर सपोर्टर्स. तो ईरान के लिए मुझे फिर वही देखना है कि वो किस कैसे उतरेंगे इस मैच में, बट वेल्स तो है ही फेवरेट.
Ashish, I know like you were really disappointed with Iran's performance against England, और आपने ये भी कहा था कि एक टक्कर देगी इंग्लैंड को, but unfortunately that wasn't to be the case. क्या लगता है कि कल will they be back with a bang, or is it going to be Wales
I
all
think
the
it's
way?
a close match. I think whoever wins, it will be 1-0 or 2-1 or 0-0 the score line. And I hope Iran does that. They win again. Wales is the team they should be beating it.
Alright.
If you want to represent Asia at the best level, Wales is the team you should be beating it. Because Iran has been the Asian giants. And the performance against England was not good. But see, the Wales USA game, shows that Wales is not ready for this stage also. And if USA can dominate Wales, I think definitely Iran can defeat them. So I will go with Iran 1-0 Wales.
So it's not all doom and gloom for Iran. Ashish is backing Iran to get the win 1-0, and as Alex over here thinks that it's going to be Wales to get the win, I honestly feel that it's going to be Wales to get the win. और 6:30 बजे जो कल मैच है ग्रुप ए का, that is between Qatar and Senegal. So both the teams lost their opening fixtures by a 2-goal margin. Qatar lost to Ecuador, which was the opening fixture of the tournament. And if we're talking about Senegal, in spite of them having a good performance against a well-drilled Louis van Gaal Dutch side, they lost that game 2-0 as well. So Qatar or Senegal hosts once again. Kagar.
We'll speak about this match tomorrow, right?
It's at 6:30.
It's 6:30. Okay.
Yeah, तो कगार पे मतलब एग्जिट के कगार पे. तो क्या लगता है आपको आशीष, शुरुआत आपसे करते हैं. कतर से भी बड़े डिसअपॉइंट हुए थे आप, एशियन चैंपियंस है कल.
Iran, because of the legacy, I'm backing them. Qatar, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's lots of media backfiring on them, their fans and everything. Senegal is too good to have a team. It's a freaking best team. I was told. I will still wait, but I think Qatar it's a good match for them to come back and play. But I'm not sure Qatar has enough in them now to go and win this game. Maybe it'll a close draw or something. Or I really want Qatar to do well, but I will say 0-0. Or hopefully Qatar can nick 1 goal and win the game. That is hope, but I think 0-0 will the score line.
ऐसी कोई न्यूज़ आई है क्या कि एडवर्ड मेंडी वोंट बी स्टार्टिंग फॉर सेनेगल इन द नेक्स्ट मैच? ऐसे सुनने में तो आ रहा था.
अच्छा.
या
नॉट श्योर अबाउट दैट.
ओके, सो आई थिंक मैं भी सेनेगल के फेवर में ही जाना चाहूँगा बिकॉज सेनेगल जैसा पिछले मैच में परफॉर्मेंस थी उनकी इतनी बुरी तो नहीं थी. तो आई थिंक वो अगर उनके पास मौका है कि कतार को डोमिनेट कर पाएँ और पॉइंट्स निकाले तो डेफिनेटली करेंगे.
Well, definitely, it's a big game for both the teams. Do or die, you would have to say. Both the teams did lose their first games, and I'm going with Senegal. मुझे लगता है Senegal should get the win, but Qatar, home advantage. There'll be a lot of fans who will be backing them, so they should thrive under that because इस बार तो World Cup में आप इसलिए हो क्योंकि you're hosting it. You have to go in with that mentality कि क्या पता आप अगली बार होगे कि नहीं, and even अगर आप होंगे क्या वही players होंगे कि नहीं, तो it's nothing to lose for Qatar as well as Senegal. So yeah, these are the two matches that are going to take place tomorrow, along with the Netherlands versus Ecuador as well. So 3 matches. 9:30 को होगा, and then 12:30 बजे, which is 26 November on a Saturday, will be between England and USA, जिसके बारे में हम डिस्कस करेंगे कल यहाँ आके. तो मैच स्टार्ट हो चुका है पोर्चुगल वर्सेस
Let's take quickly comments of the people also. Adesh saying Ghana 2-1. Adesh also saying Brazil 3-0. So he's backing Ghana against Portugal.
Okay.
So I think, as I said, it's tough game for Portugal, overall. There is sports only saying Iran will be back. Adesh Chaudhary saying Muller, Barca has to pay for our loss against Japan next time. So that's a good quote. And I think, and I think Barca will lose another 7-0 maybe next time in Champions League. Sports. He's also saying, sports only saying, I hope they can win. Iran were not bad in that match. Iran has quality. Just English team was good in that match. I totally believe Iran will make a comeback tomorrow for sure. The sports only saying Senegal will win against Qatar, and he's also saying Qatar is very unpredictable. I think thank you for everybody for tuning in. Yes. More comments today, more involvement from the fans, and also I think we have watched by people on Facebook and Twitter also. So if you're watching, do contribute. We'll take your comments on Facebook also, on Twitter also. I think it's a great show. Again, I think we'll continue doing it. And there's also interview coming with. Can you plug in Wali? What you've done today?
Yes, definitely. We will have a big interview coming up, which is between me and Fernando Mira. So he was one of the key centre backs for Portugal in the 2006 World Cup campaign. Featured in all 7 games, had clean sheets in 4. Iconic hairstyle, tall and completely dominant, especially when you talk about him in defense. So it's a good interview. He spoke about Ronaldo. He spoke about Portugal's chance. He spoke about a young Ronaldo as well, and the expectations for Portugal in this World Cup, as well as the favourites to win it. So yeah, उस इंटरव्यू के लिए भी आप जुड़े रहिए. कल आएगा वो शाम में, एंड होपफुली फिर से हम लाइव फिर कल आएंगे और भी मैचेस के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे, ओपिनियंस देंगे, और आप भी जो है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करिए वीडियोस हमारी, लाइक करिए, हिट द बेल आइकॉन, यूट्यूब पे भी जाके शेयर करें, एंड make sure to watch Cristiano Ronaldo in action as well as Neymar, 2 greats of the game. So till then, do take very good care of yourselves. Signing off from Khel Now TV.